Hello Capricorns, welcome to your love reading for November 2021. Keep in mind this is a general reading. If it resonates, consider a personal reading. Just send me an email or a DM and we can certainly set that up. Let's get to your reading. What are the energies you see for love energies for Capricorn prior to November 2021? Love energies for Capricorn prior to, we have the, is this the Justice card? Yes, the Justice card in the upright. These are new to me cards. I've seen them for the first time. Just letting you know. Also, make sure you click on the link below for what your love interest is thinking or feeling in the month of November. And in that spread, I'll also have something you do not know about them, in addition to if they're seeing someone else or they are interested in somebody else. Continue to put up your 2022 sun moon reading requests in my comments. I know I've been slow. I have a hand injury. I have COVID now, so I'm still doing them as I can do them. I promise you, I'm seeing all of your comments, and while you're waiting, a good way to pass the time is check out my 2021 sun moon predictions that are still in my playlist. Other than that, check me out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Like, share, subscribe, or donate. Capricorns, we are ending the reading on the, the Queen of Chalices in reversed. Okay. Prior to November, okay, Justice card of Libra. Okay, let me just throw that out there to begin with. I feel as though you were determined to get justice in some regard. I think this is more of a single read. Most of these readings are, you know, people that are kind of dealing with baggage in relationships or past relationships. But anyways, that's what I'm kind of getting. But I feel like you're like no longer with this person in a physical sense. The Justice card, what I'm getting is, like I said, you were seeking your justice. You felt like this person treated you unfairly. You felt like they shirked some responsibility. They didn't take ownership over something. And I feel like you kind of went after them to get that, or you were trying to get that. You were trying to get them to do the right thing. You were trying to get them to do what was morally right. You were trying to get your truth. You were trying to just so you could kind of get balance back in, feel positive. But you felt like you couldn't do that until you got this from your person. So I do feel like you pursued that from them. Whether you got it or not, I do feel like that you did. Because the Sun card in the upright is the card of Aquarius. And I feel as though in November, this is where you say to yourself, okay, I kind of got my answers. I got what I needed. I got my closure. Now it's time to focus on me. And I really think in November, you're going to be focusing on yourself. You're going to realize these wonderful attributes that you have, these wonderful qualities that you have outside of this person. And you're really going to start working on those. And you're going to see that you went through this experience with this person so that you could find out how strong you are, how resilient you are, how you can bounce back from adversity and things like that. And you're really going to have these realizations, have a lot of faith in who you are, a lot of hope that you're going to meet somebody else who's, you know, going to appreciate all of these wonderful qualities that you have. So essentially the Aquarius, the star card to me is you becoming the shining star that you were intended to be, so that, you know, and the best version of yourself, so that somebody comes in that's worthy of you, so to speak. Okay. So whatever you went through with this person, you had to go through that in order to come to these realizations. And I think you're going to realize that in November. I would be careful moving forward, because I almost feel in November, you're saying to yourself, okay, it's good. I'm going to work on myself. Everything's great. I got what I wanted. And then I'm sensing a boomerang. Okay. So for some of you, I would be prepared for your emotions to just be spilling all over the place. It may be a trigger. It may be you run into this person. It may be, you know, a thought, a memory, something in that regard. And I see you having a really hard time kind of getting your emotions in check. So, you know, you might shed some tears. You might feel, you know, really like negative emotions, resentment, anger, jealousy, frustration. You might see this person with somebody else and not even realizing you felt jealous, and then all of a sudden you do. So I really think moving out of November and December, you're going to have a really difficult time. You really need to be patient with yourself as you move forward, because I think in November, you're telling yourself, I have it all together. I'm great. You know, and that might be a fake it till you make it kind of thing. You know, you're telling yourself that so you'll manifest these things, you know, and that's great in theory, not so easy in practice. And I'm sensing a meltdown afterwards. And I feel like it is triggered by something. So I feel like in December, and it could very well be the holidays, it becomes that time of year, you know, you're, you know, by yourself, you don't have anyone to share it with, you get wistful, you know, go down memory lane. And a lot of people have a really difficult time during the holidays. I heard something really that was impactful the other day. It was a quote, or somebody said it, and it said, being alone is a choice. I mean, being alone is not a choice, but being lonely is. Loneliness is, okay? So if you're feeling lonely, that's a choice that you're making. Obviously, there are people who are alone who don't feel lonely, and there are people who are lonely who are not alone, okay? So it's really two different states. And I think that's something that you needed to hear to carry with you into out of November into December. So that's what I'm getting from that. Let's see what the clarifiers have to say. Why is the Justice card here in the upright for Capricorns? Who's this person? What's this energy? Ace of Wands in the upright, King of Swords in the upright. Okay, you were trying to get your justice because you thought, you were thinking that if you kind of got your truth, if you kind of heard what this person had to say, that there was a possibility that you guys could have a do-over, okay? So with Ace of Wands, that's what I'm getting that from. It's like, okay, you know, a new beginning that's passionate, that's exciting, you know, let's leave the past in the past and what have you. So I do feel like you felt like you could create like a new romance with this person. Just all they had to do was tell you, you know, take ownership over their past actions or what have you. The King of Swords in the upright is you demanding your truth, you saying, listen, I need to know the truth so that I can make a decision for myself, so that I can move forward. And while you're trying to get this truth from this person, I can see you being very staid. I'm trying to think of the term, but steely, and putting out this really tough shell. Like, okay, you know, inside you might have been crumbling, but you didn't want to let this person know that. You tried to view what they were telling you very objectively and say, yes, everything they're saying makes, you know, total sense. It's very logical. I can see it from that standpoint. But the Four of Swords indicates to me that what happens is the two of you end up, I mean, you know, there's closure and then you go your separate ways. So you go into your separate corners. Either the two of you decide to take a break, you know, take a time out, or just permanently decide, you know, I'm better off alone, or we're better off alone than together. Okay, so there's this period of time where the two of you are apart as a result of this. And you might be using that time to better yourself with the Star card here. Why is the Star card here in the upright? Who's this person? What's this energy? Ace of Pentacles. Oh, you have other things to worry about in November. And there's other things you should be focusing on, and I feel as though that might be what you're addressing. I think you're realizing that whatever this was a big distraction. It took you away from an opportunity, took you away from practical matters, affected your finances. So I see you actually going back and addressing that, because I feel like you're saying, hey, I'm Capricorn, I'm not going to kind of settle for this. We're not going to kind of let, you know, my bank account kind of, you know, dwindle down because of somebody else. Or I think you realize that because you put your energies into this, now practically you're kind of suffering for it in November. So I see you going back and trying to correct this, saying I need to get things in order, things need to be in place, I let things go too long, it's time to pull myself up by the bootstraps and kind of get this happening. Because with the Fool card in reverse, I see you feeling foolish, as though you put too much energy into something you shouldn't have and you did not focus on what you should have. So November is really going to be actually it's going to be non-love. I feel like it's you focusing on practical things, yourself, getting yourself where you need to be, getting back your status, your class, your security, whatever you need to do that you kind of squandered back here because you were all caught up in this, whatever that was, so to speak. Why is the Queen of Chalices here in reverse as Capricorns move forward? Who's this person? What's this energy? Okay. Try not to let your emotions get the best of you, because I feel like whatever this was, kind of, it comes back and it hits you without you realizing it. And if you're not careful, it's going to draw on your energies like it did before, and then you're going to get off track. So just try to stay on track of your things and what you should be doing, because Seven of Pentacles tells me that, well, we talked about how you're emotional, and then as a result of being emotional, you start thinking, well, maybe I should invest energies back in this previous thing here. Now we've had a break, maybe we've had time to think about things, so maybe I should put energies into that. Maybe it'll turn out this time. Maybe we'll have success. Maybe if we do it right, you know, maybe if I'm patient. So I do feel you considering those things and pausing when you really should be focusing on what you were focusing on in November. I feel like, I'm not going to lie, and you can be upset with me if you want to, I feel like you can't let this go, because the Five of Swords in the upright is, I need to win. Okay, so I feel like you want to be the victor in regards to this. That's what you're seeking. And I feel as though you approach this person to have this kind of interaction, this kind of conflict with them. It's kind of like, it's not over until I say it's over sort of thing. I see the two of you kind of swapping words. Again, I wouldn't get in any kind of interaction with anybody if you're feeling very emotional. I'm going to leave that up to you. And the reason why is I see the Sun card in reverse telling me that after all is said and done, you're not going to be feeling good about this. Okay, and it's actually going to, you know, leave you saddened, leave you depressed, leaving you feeling like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Remember, you always have time to take those 5 breaths before you jump in and react on something, right? So I don't want you having any regrets in regards to what you're doing, and that's what I'm seeing with the Sun card in reverse, because I feel like however you're going to behave or however you're going to interact with this person, it's going to follow you around for a very, very long time. So, you know, and as a result of what happens here, I feel as though this person's going to have a hard time looking at you in a positive light. Okay, I'm just going to come out and say it. And I don't think you want them to kind of, or want to leave things with it being like that. So be really, really careful, again, of not being reactive, not letting your emotions get in the best of you. Even if you, so for instance, let's say, you know, this scenario is you're wondering, should I invest? Should I reach out to them? What have you? And then you see them walking down the street with somebody else and you're just like, what? And I mean, I could see that being a scenario. I'm not saying I'm seeing that in this instance. I'm saying for some of you, I see that. And then you just blow because you guys are really competitive. And, you know, it's that person won, you didn't. So I could see that being a trigger and then it being really messy. And I don't think you want to do that. So just be really careful moving out of November into December. Okay. So that's what I have for you all. If it resonates, consider a personal reading. Just send me an email or a DM. I would be happy to set that up for you. Otherwise, click on the Vimeo link below for what your love interest is thinking or feeling. In that spread, I'll have, if they're interested in somebody else, something you do not know about them, put up your requests in my playlist, in my comments, sorry, for 2022 Sun Moon readings. I am looking at them, of course, injured, COVID, I'm a little bit behind. Check out my 2021s while you're waiting. Check me out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Like, share, subscribe, or donate, Capricorns. Otherwise, I will see you in the Vimeo. Adios from Veronica Garnett. Bye.